I'm doing this at night because, well, I didn't get around to it on Thursday. I've been rush finishing a YA, so not for any reason. I'm just getting it out of the way so I can write the next thing. And I've been slogging away at it for so long. I just wanted to get it done. You know how you get with things, just getting this thing out the way and then I can get on with the next thing. Anyway, welcome to Mental Health Monday 4. And as I said last time, I'm going to be talking about pyjamas. Any feelings about pyjamas? When I was ill, I used to spend a lot of time in pyjamas. Not necessarily if I was taking the kids to school, but you know, holidays and weekends, I would not get out of my pyjamas. And if I was having a particularly bad time, now I will hands up admit here that sometimes I didn't take the kids to school because I couldn't get out the house. Specifically when it was snowing, I used to use the snow as an excuse quite a lot not to go out. Because it's too dangerous to drive, but I knew the snow was only really in my road, and once I got past my road it'd be fine. It's just, if you've got an excuse, you won't do it. So I've spent a lot of time in pyjamas, and the thing about recovering is you don't want to be slobbing around as such. I mean, relaxing is fine, but I started to notice that I couldn't relax properly if I was in my pyjamas. Up to a certain point, I'm okay. On the weekend, I can get to around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon still in pyjamas sometimes before I start feeling a little bit edgy and antsy about wearing pyjamas. But I always end up, I mean, it's Sunday and I'm fully dressed, and it's not because I'm doing a video, it's because I've been fully dressed most of the day because I just had to get dressed this morning. I spent longer yesterday in pyjamas because I've been frantically finishing this YA, and then I actually changed out of pyjamas at 6 o'clock yesterday, which seems bizarre unless you're in recovery, and wearing pyjamas kind of feels weird because I had to cook dinner and I just couldn't cook dinner wearing my pyjamas. I mean, it's perfectly normal to be in your home and be in your pyjamas doing stuff around your house, but when you're in recovery from a severe mental illness, when you've been wearing pyjamas a lot, not because you wanted to, but because you just didn't want to get out of them, that's what I need to make clear here. I was wearing pyjamas because I just didn't want to get dressed. I didn't want to do anything, and that's very different to wearing pyjamas because you're chilling. You know, it's a huge difference. So when you start to recover, there's this reluctance to be in pyjamas, and it is directly connected to the fear of getting worse again. If I'm in pyjamas, I'm encouraging my mind to go down places I don't want it to go, to get into thought loops I don't want it to get into. Maybe I'll get ill again if I spend too much time in my pyjamas. There's always that panic at the back of my head. There's always this thought that if I'm wearing pyjamas, somehow I'm encouraging the depression back, which is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is not going to encourage the depression back for me to spend a whole weekend in pyjamas. A lot of people spend all weekend in pyjamas if they work hard, you know? And that's kind of your prerogative, if you will. But yeah, with the whole not wanting to wear pyjamas thing, it's definitely just a fear that my head is going to slip backwards. And it's also a fear that if I'm in pyjamas, I'm not going to want to do the things that I've gotten back into doing, like the routine of getting things done. I mean, I will admit I'm not the best person at getting things done anyway. Housework is like my worst enemy. Hate it. But you know, there are things that I have to do on the weekend because I don't do them in the week. Simple as that. And if I need to do them, I need to be dressed to do them. I can't do them in pyjamas. I don't feel like I can do them in pyjamas. And it's something that I'm working on. I mean, yesterday I wanted to get out of my pyjamas, but I was like, don't be ridiculous, because I had done everything I really needed to do during the week. And so I was kind of like, just relax a little bit. Do your writing in your pyjamas. It's cool. You know many other writers that do their writing in their pyjamas. Just chill, Ren. It's fine. You're cool in your pyjamas today. And I managed to get all the way through till 6, like I said. And then I had to make dinner. And then suddenly there was this like, I can't do dinner in pyjamas. I just can't. I've got to get out of my pyjamas. I've got to get dressed. So I got dressed at that point. But I didn't take it as kind of like a being beaten or anything like that. I just thought, right, I have to get out of my pyjamas to do this. I'm just going to get out of my pyjamas to do this. This is essential with recovery or anything. Just don't be getting on your own back about stuff. Don't be like, oh, you must do it this way, you must do it that way. Oh, just fuck it. Do it whichever way you can, because as long as you're doing it, then it's getting done, you know? So that's how I'm trying to approach it all. Bit by bit, trying not to panic too much about these feelings that I can't be in pyjamas, because I'm aware my head's in a fragile place and I don't want to push it too much. And there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, big changes going on, and yeah, things are getting a little bit real around here, and they're going to continue to get realer, and that's very, whew, you know. And yeah, when you've got little things weighing on your mind, like panicking about pyjamas, they tend to get blown out of all proportion when everything else is getting a little bit freaky as well. And I was going to touch on slobbing around as well. You feel guilty about slobbing around even if you've done everything you need to do. I still remember very, very clearly the first time this year I'd done everything during the week that I needed to do. I didn't need to do anything for the weekend. And the whole weekend I was at a complete loose end. I didn't know what to do. And I swear to God, every half hour to hour, I was like, I've got to do something. Oh, hold on, I don't need to do anything. Okay, that's fine, I'm cool. And I would be sitting there reading or doing whatever, and I would suddenly have these panics. I've got to be doing something. And then I would think, oh no, actually I don't. And I still get that. If I'm trying to rest, even if I've earned it by doing everything that I need to do, I panic. And I think, oh, I need to be up and doing something. And I think that as well is tied into that concern of everything sliding backwards if you're not on it constantly, which you have to watch, because if you are on it constantly, then there's a chance that you might drive yourself backwards by not giving yourself enough slack to actually, you know, get better. So those are my feelings about pyjamas and slobbing around. If you are currently coming out of a depression and you're getting weird feelings about slobbing around in pyjamas, it's making you feel guilty, don't feel guilty. You deserve that bit of time in pyjamas. It's not going to send you, you know, reeling back into depression. Everybody hangs out in pyjamas, everybody slobs out, everybody relaxes when they've been working hard. And don't feel bad if you haven't been working hard and you end up slobbing out. Sometimes you just need to slob out even if you haven't done a lot. And if you do have stuff to do and you're slobbing instead, tut tut, go and do it, and then you can slob. This is what I've been discovering. If you go and get your shit done, then the slobbing feels so much more gratifying. You're just like, yeah. And then you have to stop the panics. I'm like, don't panic this time. We're just going to enjoy this slob out because we've bloody well earned it. End of. So that was that. And I hope that was a tiny little weeny bit helpful. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be talking about my routine that I keep up to try and keep my head level, my exercise and diet and stuff like that. Not diet as in dieting, because no, that never works. But just the things that I try and do to keep myself on an even keel, the things that I know help, that I do, and how I struggle still with keeping up with things, and how you can try and combat those feelings of routine laziness when you don't feel like doing the things that you know are going to make you feel better. Especially if you've got kids, you know, as a single mum, I get really tired in the evening. I find it super hard to do stuff. So I will impart to you the things that I do to actually get myself to do the things that I know I should be doing, which, you know, there's not much of a secret in it. Basically involves kicking my own ass over and over again because I'm an idiot, and I'll leave it for like 3 nights and I won't exercise, and then I would feel like hell for a week. Yeah. Own worst enemy right here. So I will see you for that in 2 weeks' time, and thank you for watching.